From the KATC Weatherland, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, the heat's still on, but it was a little bit more comfortable today. A morning start at 73 degrees. Hey, the normal 75, so just 2 degrees shy of that. But we were above normal again for the high, 95 degrees, and the heat goes on. Going back to June 7th, we'll bring it over to the weather wall here and talk about 48 days now, and we'll be pushing 60 of 90 plus the way it's looking right now, unless we get a good thunderstorm day one of these days, and that has been the absence of thunderstorms. 35 days of 95 degree plus temperatures. Today was one of them as well. 15 days of 98 plus, 17 lows of 80 degree plus, and there were a number of these were records. So again, we are working on the hottest summer of all time on record in Lafayette, going back to 1893. And after the hottest June on record, here are the Julys, and we are beating the previous records by a good bit, 86.9, almost a degree and a half above the other numbers. And notice the top 5 hottest Julys, 4 or 5 of them have occurred since 2000. So again, the heat that we're seeing is not just climate change. It's a normal summer pattern, but it's being amplified by background temperatures that have been warmer over the last 20 to 30, 40 years. And we're seeing that climate change is an amplifier of these bigger swings that we see, whether it's hurricanes, heavy rain events, or the heat. And that's what we've been seeing. So high pressure still dominating off to our west. We had the trough come in, and that delivered drier air, so it feels good. Northern Acadiana on northward. This trough goes away. Ridge of high pressure builds eastward later this week, so that means hotter temperatures and pretty much keeps rain chances at bay. Eventually, when that high shuttles off to the east, we might see a little bit of a easterly flow, giving us a few afternoon showers or storms. So right now, rain chances 10% or less for the rest of the week. We'll see a few pop-ups on the radar from time to time. It's all quiet right now, but overall, we're looking at a very quiet and hot and increasingly hotter pattern over the next week to 10 days. As for the tropics, all relatively quiet. The remnants of tropical storm, post-tropical storm Don. It was a tropical storm at one point. That's moved out to sea. And then getting back down here, Hurricane Center keeping an eye on this area in the southwest Atlantic and over by the eastern Caribbean, but low-end chances of any development here. No worries with these systems concerning the Gulf of Mexico, although we do see tropical moisture moving westward as we round out the week and head toward the weekend. We are not impacted by additional tropical moisture until early next week, so it's going to be about a week before we might see better than a 20% chance of rain, although we don't have that in the forecast right now, too far away. So in the near term tonight, we'll go down into the mid-70s for your low. Tomorrow, heating up once again. The model's going into the upper 90s, but we think it'll be about 96 or 97. Notice the feels like the dew points are going to come down again. The model thinking some of that drier air works its way in overnight tonight through tomorrow morning. We think that's pretty legit. And then mid-70s again Wednesday morning, Wednesday afternoon, perhaps an isolated shower or storm, but again, rain chance at 10%, and those temperatures are slowly pushing the upper 90s. So tomorrow, 96 to 98 for northern portions of Acadiana. Alexandria, one of the hotter spots, will favor mid-90s I-10 corridor. Cecilia coming in a little bit hotter and pretty much mid-90s coastal areas as well. And then your heat index still not too bad in the low 100s for tomorrow. Let's look ahead to Wednesday, and they'll creep up just a little bit more in a few spots, 100 to 102, but not too bad in the days ahead, but that will change before the week is done. So overnight tonight, another pleasant evening overall, 74 to 75 the low, with generally fair skies out there. Quarter moon as well, then sunny and hot tomorrow. Humidity stays in check to a degree. We'll say heat index up to maybe about 104, but that's better than the 110 and 115s we've seen over the last few weeks, but they'll be coming back when those overnight lows start coming up. The humidity will as well. And look at those daytime highs going into the weekend, early next week, pushing that century mark again. And even with a south wind, hard to get 100 degrees, but we're going to get close on a few days and more records to be set.
And probably broken, right? That's where we are.
Not only broken, but obliterated. Yeah. When you look at the math and the stats, the numbers are just jumping off the charts.
What a summer. Okay, thanks, Rob.